Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. So we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm Russ Jeffrey, and subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our video. We've got a top 15 matchup in the Big East on Saturday afternoon on Fox with the Marquette Golden Eagles traveling to the Creighton Bluejays. I'm going to preview and predict whether I believe that Marquette or Creighton can win this massive Big East matchup on Saturday, so let's get into it. Marquette is 22-6, and they're 13-4 in Big East play. And right now, they are 2 games back of the UConn Huskies in the Big East standing. So most likely, they won't have a shot to win the Big East this season. It looks like UConn is going to be able to win the conference. But if Marquette can get this win over Creighton, it would keep their slim chances alive. Creighton is at 12-6 in the conference. They're 21-8 overall. They're having a really good season, but they have no shot of winning the conference. Creighton is being given a 69% chance to win this game, and that makes sense because Creighton is a tough place to play. Their home environment is one of the most underrated environments in college basketball. It is always loud in Omaha, especially when there is a top opponent coming to town, and Marquette definitely qualifies as that because they are ranked currently 5th right now in the nation in college basketball, and they are playing very well. But Marquette just got hit with some bad news recently because their star point guard Tyler Kolek left the Providence game with an oblique injury. That is tough news for Marquette because Tyler Kolek is the engine behind Marquette's success this season, and he was really vital to their success last year as well. Marquette would be nowhere near as good of a team if they had just a generic point guard on their roster. Tyler Kolek definitely deserves all the praise that he gets around college basketball circles because he's a great passer, he's a great shooter, he does almost everything right as a point guard, and Marquette's other players benefit so much when he is on the floor because he always makes sure to get everybody involved on the team. But as you can see, he definitely left the game in some pain. He was holding his side after a spin move that he did when he was trying to go around a Providence defender. And the issue with injuries like that is you don't know how severe that they're going to be or how long it's going to linger, because Tyler Kolek can go out there and play in this game against Creighton with that injury, and he might be around 75 to 80%. Maybe he could still be fairly effective, but that makes it where the injury's not going to heal, and it could get worse over time. And by the time Marquette plays in the NCAA tournament and Tyler Kolek still has this injury to his oblique, it could really limit him from being an effective player in the NCAA tournament, and that could really hurt Marquette's chances of going on a deep run. So maybe it would be in Marquette's best interest to sit Tyler Kolek right now, make sure he gets healed so he will be ready for the tournament. This is just one of those injuries that's not easy to heal because it's not a shoulder that you can just rest. With an oblique injury, every time that you breathe, it can cause problems to that injury. So hopefully for Tyler Kolek, it's just a small strain and that he will be okay, but it is not a given that he will be able to play in this game. And if he is not able to play, then Marquette's chances of winning this game go down the drain because Creighton is a fantastic team and they are currently healthy right now. So it'll be very tough for Marquette to be able to win when they are shorthanded. Kam Jones is going to have to step up for the Golden Eagles if Tyler Kolek can't play. He's averaging 16 points per game and 3 boards. He's shooting the ball well from the three-point line and at the free throw line. He's a very good guard in the Big East. Him and Tyler Kolek make a dangerous backcourt, but Tyler Kolek averaging 15 points per game and 8 assists. He's such a fantastic player. He even rebounds at a high level with 5 boards per game. Great three-point shooter, one of the best free throw shooters in college basketball. But if he can't play again, that's going to really hurt Marquette and Shaka Smart squad. Oso Ighodaro averaging 14 points per game and 7 boards. He's an improved player this year, just like Kam Jones, one of the better front court players in the Big East. David Joplin averaging 10 points per game. But these other guys like Stevie Mitchell, Chase Ross, Sean Jones, all are going to have to step up if Tyler Kolek can't play. But Marquette definitely has a very talented and deep squad. And when healthy, they are a bona fide top 10 team. Creighton is a fantastic team as well, but they don't have the depth that Marquette does. Creighton's starters are fantastic, just like they were last year. When you had guys like Nembhard that left and Arthur Kaluma, that was such a talented starting five, one of the best starting fives in all of college basketball. But when those guys got in foul trouble or had to go to the bench, they just did not have a lot of guys that could come in and help them out. And this year, it's the same way. Baylor Scheierman's having another great season for Creighton, averaging 18 points per game, 8 boards, and 4 assists. He's one of the best all-around players in college basketball. He's a great three-point shooter as well as a great free throw shooter. Trey Alexander's averaging 17 points per game, 6 boards, and 5 assists. He's also one of the best point guards in the Big East, which which is why Creighton and Marquette are such great teams. You have to have a good point guard to be successful in college basketball these days. Trey Alexander's only weakness is that he's struggling to shoot from three, but he does everything else so well that his lack of three-point shooting doesn't really hurt the team too much. Ryan Kalkbrenner is averaging 17 points per game and 7 boards, one of the best centers in the Big East. He's having a great year. Stephen Ashworth is averaging 11 points per game, and then after that, it drops off big time. Mason Miller only averaging 6 points per game. Francisco Farabello averaging 4 points per game, and then these other guys don't really contribute that much. But if Creighton can get a lot of points out of their starters, they win most of their games. But if one of their guys gets in foul trouble, then they do struggle to win because they just don't have the depth to afford their starting guys getting in foul trouble or a possible injury as well. Marquette's a number 2 seed in the bracket matrix, whereas Creighton is a 4 seed. Both teams are in great shape for the NCAA tournament. And in the net ranking, they're right next to each other. Marquette's at number 11 in the net, and Creighton is at number 12 in the net. And when you look at the series history recently for these two teams, it just keeps going back and forth. Creighton wins some games, Marquette wins some games. The last few times that Marquette has gone to Omaha, they keep winning and losing a game. Back in 2022, they lost in Omaha, but then in 2023, Marquette was able to go on the road and knock off the Creighton Bluejays, so it can be done. It's not like it's impossible for Marquette to go on the road and knock off the Creighton Bluejays. They have done it before, but it is always a tall task to win in Omaha, and it's going to be a much tougher hill to climb if Tyler Kolek can't play. But who do I think is going to win this massive Big East matchup? Marquette, I believe, is the better basketball team than Creighton just by a little bit because of the fact that they have more depth surrounding guys like Oso Ighodaro, Tyler Kolek, and Kam Jones. But if Tyler Kolek cannot play, or if he does play and he's not 100%, I just don't see Marquette going on the road and being able to knock off the Creighton Bluejays. Both of these teams have been playing great basketball this year. We know that both teams have won 4 of their last 5 games. Creighton did lose at St. John's, but in Creighton's defense, you can't beat St. John's when Rick Pitino is donning the white suit. St. John's played fantastic in that game. Rick Pitino had the fits going on. But then when you look at Marquette, they lost at UConn in one of their worst losses of the season. But other than that, they've been playing very well, been able to defend their home floor at a high level, just like Creighton has. And Marquette did beat Creighton earlier this season on their own floor. I believe that because Marquette was healthy when they knocked off Creighton the first time, I think Creighton's going to return the favor this time around to avoid the sweep, and the Blue Jays are going to knock off Marquette 74-68. Even if Tyler Kolek was healthy, I would be very skeptical in picking the Marquette Golden Eagles, but since he's not going to be healthy and whether he plays or not, I do believe that Marquette is going to fall short to the Creighton Blue Jays. Tyler Kolek's probably not going to be 100%, which is going to limit his play if he does end up playing in this game, but there is a good chance that he doesn't play, which would probably be smart for Shaka Smart squad. Both these teams are great at defense, and both teams score around the same amount of points, and because of that fact, and Creighton is at home, I think the Blue Jays are going to find a way to squeak out a win over the Marquette Golden Eagles in this top 15 matchup on Saturday in the Big East. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Whether you think that Tyler Kolek will be able to play with his oblique injury and Marquette can go on the road and sweep the Creighton Blue Jays, or whether you believe that Creighton will be able to get a massive home win over the Marquette Golden Eagles and Greg McDermott's squad will be able to improve their seeding for the NCAA tournament. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I will see you next time.